Hey y'all, so before I get this video started, let me give a quick shout out. These were the first 3 comments in my last video. If you want to be featured in my next video, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell and come show me some love when I drop a new video. What's up, you guys? It's KeAmber Vaughn, aka CoachKe, coming back to you with another video. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and also tap the bell so that you are notified of every new video that I post. So as you guys can tell by the title of this video, it's time for me to do the March budget. Yes, March budget. If you guys are new to my channel, I always like to start my budgets off with a paycheck. I don't like to go from the 1st to the 31st. So with my last job, I did get paid every other Wednesday, and because I was in between jobs and did not know what my pay cycle would be at my new job, I just continued the every other Wednesday kind of thing until I gained new employment. So because of that, based on my last job's pay cycle, my first paycheck for the month of March with a March date was March 10th. So that is why this video is coming out, you know, a little over a week into the month. So I do have important news. I did get a new job, you guys. Oh, girl, you is ghetto. I got a new job, so I'll tell you guys a little bit about it during this video, and then I'll probably make a totally separate video. But with my new job, I'll be getting paid every Friday, so it'll be weekly on Friday. So that is going to change my budget. So I had to kind of sit here for a little second and figure out how I wanted to end the March budget and how what day and how I wanted to start the April budget. So as you guys can see, I'm back in a planner. I have not figured out what I'm going to do with the defective planners that I told you guys about. This was a defective planner from 2 shipments ago where they failed to put a 12th tab on there. So he just refunded me for it. And I was like, look, why am I printing stuff? I can just use this one. Everything is perfect besides that 12th tab being missing. So I have put out everything. You guys know I don't have a whole lot of bills. So I have my rent here for half of the rent payment, which is $150. Then I live with my mother and sister by choice. If you're new here, I have car insurance down here for $62.49. I'm not sure if you guys can see all the way over there. And then I have my second rent payment. So instead of me, usually you guys know I do every other Wednesday, when I was getting paid, I did half the payment. But now, since my first paycheck should be on the 26th, I went ahead and delayed that second half of the rent to be saved until the 26th, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this budget on April 1st because the first Friday in April is April 2nd. So that is why I'm going to go all the way until April 1st. However, because of that, I'm not going to have a full, usually my budgets go 28 or 35 days, depending on if it's a 4-week month or a 5-week month, and depending on, if it's a magic month or not. And sometimes my magic months can go all the way up to 42 days in my budget. So this budget will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So it's going to be a shorter month, and I'll try to make sure that I account for that. So also, the other 2 bills that I have are on the April side, and that is dental insurance and health insurance. So I've written those down. So let's first, I know that was a pretty long intro, I'm sorry y'all. So let's first get here. So I've written out all of the fixed expenses thus far, and the total amount that they are, I'm gonna go, because my bills are always the same, is $604.14. So I'll write that down here. So if you're new here, the first thing that I always like to do with my budget after I've calendarized my expenses is I try to project my income, because my income does vary. I am finally getting back to work after being off of work since January 26th. So that's pretty exciting. I might do a video on what I learned about taking an over 30-day break from work and how it affected me. I think that'll be a pretty good video, because sometimes we get so caught up in the rat race that we don't realize that we're not really living. We haven't taken time to breathe and just literally do nothing, which is what I've been doing, and it's been a positive thing. Okay, so first let's figure out this whole income situation. So as y'all know, I saved up $22.50 back in December to pay myself during this time that I was off of work. And if I go to the last paycheck to paycheck budget that I did in February, I'm still in my February budget. What I have left over from that $22.50 is $1,081.58. So because I'm not gonna get my first paycheck until like a week before this budget is over, I'm gonna go ahead and carry that amount over, because at the end of my March budget, whatever is in excess in my account is gonna go roll back into my savings. So let's roll this amount over. I'm gonna put from December. What else do we have? Let's check what my YouTube check is gonna be. February was a shorter month and I uploaded less, so I'm pretty sure my income went down significantly, but we'll see. Oh, it didn't. Oh, that's pretty surprising. Okay, so my income, oh no, I stopped posting I wasn't posting as much in March thus far. Okay, so the income is $323.01 for February YouTube, which gets paid on March 21st. So let's take 20% of that out, which is this? Hold on, y'all. Okay. So that's gonna be $64.60. So if I do $323.01, and you guys will see my calculator in just a second, that leaves me with $258.41. That's actually gonna go into my budget. So let's go ahead and add that in here. And that's gonna be YouTube. And then what I'm projecting from the job, since I'll have one paycheck before the new budget starts. So I plan to only work 24 hours a week. So if I do that calculation and subtract 28%, that leaves me with $622.08, and I'm subtracting 28% because that's typically what you get taxed on W-2 income. So I'm just gonna do $600 since I haven't gotten the first paycheck yet. I don't wanna overestimate, so I'm gonna go down just a little bit. And let's see what that leaves us with. Plus $258.41 plus $600. I can deal with that. So I'm gonna have an income of, and I'm just gonna round up to $19.40. One little penny. Okay, so on this page, I'm going to go ahead and write my projected income is $1,940. Even though it's going to be a little bit more because I took out the money for taxes. When I do this portion, I like to do my net income. I don't like to pay attention to what I have to take out for taxes because there's no reason for me to budget something that's not going to be there. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract my fixed expenses of $604.14 and 1940 minus 604.14. That's gonna leave me with 1335.86. So my only goal for this particular budget is to try to keep my spending under this. I don't really care about whether I save money or not because my April budget should be a magic month, so I should get paid 5 weekly paychecks in April. So I'm not really worried about the savings portion of it. So let's go ahead, and now that I know how much money I have left over after paying my bills, I pay all my bills no matter what because credit is important. Okay, I'm gonna go to, I don't want to mimic my February budget because my February budget, I reduced it drastically because I knew my income was gonna be so low. So if I go back to my last normal budget, which was January, I only needed a little over $1,000 or $1,100 for my spending. But remember, this is a shorter month by like 5 days. So I can take that into account. I'm gonna go grocery shopping today. which means that if I go grocery shopping today or tomorrow, that means I'll have in this particular budget 1, 2, 3 times to go to the grocery store. So if I do, let's do $2.50 for groceries. Yeah, let's do $2.50 for groceries. And I'm gonna actually take this page out so I can stop going back to it. Sorry, y'all. I'm a little unorganized, just a tad. All right, yeah, let's take this page out. Okay, so for personal household, I did go over this month, but that's because of some products that I bought, and I'll tell y'all about that when I do my budget recap. So I'm gonna stick with my, I don't need 100. Let's do, I don't wanna go too low. Let's do, oh, you know what? I do wanna try that foundation. Yes. I'm gonna stick with the $100, even though I don't think I'm gonna need that much. Restaurants, I think I did 50 this past month. I'm gonna go back up to the 75. Gas, now I'll be going to work twice a week. That's about the same as my last job. The distance is the same as my last job. So, but I'm only going there, I'm only gonna do $50 because I have almost a full tank right now. And 1, 2, by the time this budget ends, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no. Let's do $80. Just in case I have to fill up twice, because I don't know what kind of like traffic I'm gonna be sitting in and stuff. There are no birthdays for March because it's just my granny's birthday, which is today. Y'all please tell my granny happy birthday. Let's see. So shopping, I'm gonna keep at, actually, I'm gonna go down to 75. And then, let's see, supplements, they usually bill me on the 10th. So I'll only be billed once. And I'm gonna check my Amazon app really quick just to see if both of my supplements are coming. Yes, they are. So, let me see, one of them is $33.46 and the other one is, no, not cancel. The other one is $69.08, and that should be the only two that I need. So that's gonna get me $102.54. Okay, and then business, I usually do 100. So we'll keep that same energy. And then miscellaneous, I usually, I already got that up here. Miscellaneous, I usually do 100 as well. So I could go down on some of the numbers just knowing that I'm gonna be down 5 days for the month, but it's no point. I'm gonna end up saving it anyway. Then next month, I'll be able to be a little bit more accurate. See, 202.54 and then 100. Oh, that's all I need. Is that it? Really? Let me make sure I did this right. 250, 100, 75, 80, 75, 202.54 and 100. Yeah, so all I need for my everyday expenses is 882.54. Ooh, that was an ugly 4. Okay, so now I just try to figure out, like, what I work in percentages, so I need to know what percentage of my net income that I have left over after my bills, what percentage of that has to go to my variable expenses, because the other percentage of that is just going to go to savings, since I've been debt free for almost 3 years now. Dang, almost 3 years. So that's 66%. I'm going to go up to the nearest 5%, so I'm going to do 70%. And since I rounded up by 4%, the amount that I have left in here, or to put in here, is going to be a little bit more than that 882 that we needed. So let's multiply by 70%. So that means I'm going to have a little over, like, or about $50. Can you turn that on silent, please? That would be great. Okay, so I'm giving myself $50 of cushion just in case I overspend. And that's going to be that. So that means I am 100% debt free. Okay, so 30% is going to go to savings. So if I take the $1335.86, that was my net income, I take away what I am over budgeting for my variable expenses, that means I should still be able to save some money, which would be cool. And then I'm gonna add in that $64.60 for taxes. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna go ahead and do my monthly paycheck to paycheck overview, and then that will be the end of this. After I figure out how my bills are gonna lie with each paycheck, I guess you could say, after that is when I'm going to make a plan for the savings. So we got March 10th through, see, this is where it gets a little sticky. How do I want to do this? Do I want to go March 10th all the way into the 26th, or it's so awkward. Yeah, let's go all the way until the 26th. Let's do that. And the income for that is going to be, let's see, I won't need, let's see, 600 minus the 150 for rent. That's all I'll have left over. So how about, let's do, I want 800 for each one, so 2. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm not taking into account the YouTube paycheck. I'm just taking into account these two. That's about almost $1,700. So we're gonna round down to $1,600 if I want, but the first part is a little bit more. But the YouTube paycheck is gonna be part of that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna divide that in half. So the March 26th one, I want to have $800. So I'm going to take 200 from here, 881.58, and that's going to be for here. So basically on March 10th, I'm going to pull from my December amount, and I'm actually gonna have some left over, but I won't need it. So whatever is in excess of $4,000 in my checking for February's budget, I'm just gonna send that to savings because I'm not gonna need that to roll in. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Let's take the $881.58 because I'm gonna take basically on March 10th, I'm gonna pay myself $881.58 from my December amount that I saved for the time I'm off of work. Then let's add in the YouTube paycheck plus what I have to take out for taxes. So that's going to leave me with $1,204.59. Do I want to do it that way? Yeah, let's do it that way. And then here, we're going to do March 26th to April first. And that amount is gonna be 800. Right? If I do 1204.59 plus 800 minus 64.60. Oh, I need an extra penny. So let's do 60. And then we're gonna do 800. This is gonna work out best. All right, let me get a red pen. So we have rent coming out first. Then I have car insurance. So we have 300, 62.49. And then I need to do how much I have for the budget. So of the 882, that was the exact amount, not the overestimated amount. Out of this, 102.54 is automatically my supplements. So that's gonna leave me with 780. And I wanna do, out of the 23 days, only how many is this left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 70% of that budget is going to be the first part of the month. So let's do, I'm trying to make sure that what I have allotted for my variable expenses is like weighted properly, because you don't want to split it half and half, because I basically have 16 days of the first part of my budget and then 7 days of the last part. So if you split it half and half, you're going to have less money for that 16 days and way too much money for the 7 days basically. So I'm going to do so 546 plus this. Okay, so the budget is gonna be 648.54. And sorry, my brain is very, like, I think in a very advanced way. So if this didn't make sense, I'm sorry. Basically, this is how much I estimated that I needed for my variable expenses. This is how much I know is going towards supplements. So I don't really have that for like gas and groceries and stuff like that. That's how I came up with this, okay? Again, I need 16 days worth of my budgeted expenses for the first part of my budget and only 7 days for the second. 7 days out of 23 is 30%. So that means the first part of my budget, I need 70% of this amount of money to be able to cover all of my variable expenses. That ended up being $546. So all I did was add that supplement part back in there, because I know my supplements is going to be charged on that first day. And that's how we came up with that. Again, I apologize if it's a little confusing. Okay, so then on this portion, and I forgot, I do need to take out the money for taxes as well. I always like to do anything that's savings in purple. Okay, so the second half, I have rent, then I have dental, health, and then we're going to do the budgeted expenses again. But this time it's going to be $234. Yes, okay, that's right. So rent is the other half. Dental, $954. And then what I'm gonna do, All right, so the last thing I'm gonna do before I figure out how I'm gonna divvy up my savings, I'm gonna subtract these amounts from the paycheck amount. So I can make sure that the checks are balanced how I was thinking it would be in my head. Hopefully it comes out right. If not, we'll have to move some things around, which is fine. 648.54, 193.57, and then we're gonna subtract that. Okay, so this one's positive, which is good. Now all we need is for the second one to be positive as well, which it looks like it will be. So 800 minus 150 minus 954 minus 232.11 minus 234. Okay, so we're positive both cycles, which is good. Okay, so my plan, because I actually think I'm gonna have like $200 some left over of my February budget too. It's not really week 1, week 2, but I already wrote it, so whatever. So we got 128.97, and then we have 174.35. Gives me 332. Bless you. That was more like, that's not right. Oh, duh, KeAmber, that was stupid. I'm like, that's not enough money. I see where the problem is. So what I'm gonna do, because I accidentally took 300 out there instead of 150. So I'm gonna take a green pen and we're gonna write 150 back in there. My bad, y'all. I'm like, how did I have 400 on the other page and then end up with 300? That all makes sense. So it's really 278.97. So I'm gonna add that 150 in here. So that's gonna get me 453.32, which I know that's correct, even though I have 400 written on this page. Not that page. Remember, I overestimated by about $53 when I increased the percentage that I needed for my variable expenses. So what I want to do with this, I'm going to split this half and half this month. And we're going to put $226.66 into my travel sinking fund. And then the other $226.66 into my, wait, which one do I want? Car miscellaneous medical. We're gonna put that into the miscellaneous account, because I have a feeling I'm gonna need that in there soon. Okay, so that is my March budget. Sorry if it confused you guys a little bit, but this is kind of what happens when you switch jobs and you're changing your pay cycle. So now, like, this month is gonna be shorter so that the next month it can kind of be back on track, because I don't want to keep doing every other Wednesday and I'm getting paid every Friday. That doesn't even make sense. So yeah, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, feel free to leave them down below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, but other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.